pull the chat here. Coolios. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. You join me today in the beautiful, tranquil settings of Greece. What's going on, Force? Welcome in, my man. Hope you're good. So, as I said, you join me today in the tranquil settings of Shipwreck Beach in Greece. This is going to be the settings for today. This is where we're vibing for today. If you want to come and join the vibe, then make sure you do. I'm short on EU. Nice. Okay, we're going to have a little look and see. How many of you guys have been here in real life? I personally have. Very interesting place. Okay, let's go to our 15-minute time frame here. We'll work out exactly what we're looking to do. So there was a beautiful short on gold. Yesterday. And no, what am I talking about? This morning. And it was a very, very clean example of our entry model. So really, really nice. Really, really nice. Not so much on GU and EU. We didn't have as much on those. Didn't really get the kind of movement we wanted, but fine, because again, that's the way the markets move. So we're just marking out pivotal highs and lows, determining whether we are going to actually trade through the current range or if we're going to wait for something else to happen. Welcome in, welcome in. If you're not already a follower, make sure you hit that follow button. I appreciate you all for joining me here in the beautiful, tranquil paradise. And it is, as many of you can see, the very famous beach with the shipwreck in the centre. We are here right now, we're chilling, we're sitting on the sand, making the most of the sunshine. POV, you love exploring, but you hate going outside the house. Okay, so where we are with this right here is we've got this low. We've come below this low. This is now your new low and it brings us back to this high. So following the same basis with this, I'm looking for price action to deliver into a bullish movement to then potentially go bearish. Do you think about May target? May target? What's going on, brother? Welcome in. You might be one trade away from the dream life. That's not really how trading works, man. I appreciate the input though, brother. Appreciate it. I've been trading for 5 years. I live a really happy, chill life. My idea of a good life isn't actually sitting on the beach. I'm a whale in the market. I can move it however you want. Okay, bro. Sweet. Appreciate that. So, going back to what I was saying. If we continue to close above if we continue up and we close above the high, then we could potentially see price action delivering a move down. anything to become profitable. To become profitable, the best thing to do would be join my Discord. It's completely free. Watch the YouTube. You can just follow the link in the bio and then actually follow the rule set that we teach. You'll see consistency in the rule set and then you'll start to see consistent data. Without that, you're not going to stand a chance. That's the way to do it, my friend. That's the way to do it. I heard David Goggins was bullish on Bitcoin. David Goggins is bullish on running 25 miles with bleeding feet. That's what old David Goggins is bullish as hell, boy. This is the entry that we saw this morning. It's actually a beautiful. It's at the very top. We almost caught the actual reversal of price action, which was beautiful. A whole move down, aiming for the last 15-minute low. Again, super simple, super easy move. This is literally the movement that we would want price action to deliver for us. It's a consistent move that aligns with what the narrative of price is showing us. So the basis for this whole move is backed by the higher time frame narrative, and then the shift is caused by the lower time frame. The entry is triggered by the 1 minute, and then we consistently use the higher time frame targets to deliver those entries, right? Remember, guys, if you haven't already hit that follow button, it costs nothing, but it helps us a million, so we appreciate it. Everyone on YouTube, welcome in. I hope you're all well. Just looking for continuation down. Go back to the 15-minute, because the 15-minute is super, super bearish. Super bearish. Like, one of my students said to me, what if we'd have held that sell? What if we'd have held that sell? Well, if we had held that sell, we've got 42 RR right now, which is obviously ridiculous. Like, you're not going to hold down to 42 RR, but that's the possibility for it. Make sure that you hit that follow button, guys. Make sure you double tap that screen as well if you haven't already. Let me just double check that YouTube is running correctly here. Yes, it is. Welcome in, everyone on the YouTube. Hope you're all well. So yes, we are on the beautiful Shipwreck Beach. It's today's setting, and we're going to be changing our settings up every single day. New locations across the world, and I invite you all to join us, even if it is just to take in the sights. Wowee. What a move on Euro. What a move. It's beautiful. If we could double tap that screen, guys, I'd appreciate it a million. I decided to go with no music today, just to be a little bit more chill. I feel like the chill factor is where it's at when we're vibing on the beach. The chill factor is where it's at. How is everyone today? Is everyone good? In terms of your targets, Force, what was your target you said? Aiming for what? Previous day low? On EU, you said? I think. Previous day low on EU was this down here, right? It's a good target. Yo, what's good? What's going on, man? You joined me on Shipwreck Beach today in Greece. Just gonna get the Tickfinity. What's going on? Absolute vibes. Absolute vibes. We finally bearish. Sound blocked by browser. Is this true? There we go. What a great day indeed. Did you see the gold sell? Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Did you see the entry, LJ? Damn. That shit was bussing. It was bussing out the seams. Bussing out the seams. Holy. Such a good move. Welcome in, YouTube crew. That's fair enough, man. That's fair enough. What do you think about the views? What are we saying? Good views or not? Can move this out of the way. We can take full advantage of the actual views. Vibes. Nothing but vibes. Beautiful. Not really sure why it's fighting me so much. Welcome in, everyone. Make sure you double tap that screen, boys. Appreciate the love. Yo, thank you for the money, mum. Thank you for the Mamma Mia Pizzeria. Appreciate you, man. Big love. Give me this. Absolutely melting there. Gold is not messing around. Can't lie, I'm not really yo, what's going on, trading? Welcome in, man. This fire? Yeah, you know the vibe, bro. Shipwreck Beach. Have you actually been here in real life? I've been here personally, I've been here in real life. To take a boat to get here. If you're not already a follower, man, make sure you hit that follow button. I appreciate you. Everyone on YouTube, say hi. This is one. This a new bag? You joking, bro? You joking? This is literal Shipwreck Beach. It's a real place. Let me show you this. This is Shipwreck Beach. This is all a real 3D render scaled in to reality for us to be able to explore. But we're not here to explore. We're here to trade. So we'll find ourselves a nice little comfy spot, which is where we were earlier. We will continue the chart up. You can do certain things, but unfortunately, you can't go on the ship. Unfortunately not. This would lower my cortisol. Yeah, it definitely would. This is one of, I think, about 100 locations that we have. All real world locations. We've got the Grand Canyon on there. We've got Goblin Valley. We've got some places in Peru. We've got a couple of spots in Iceland, Portugal, Spain, Japan. Lots of different locations. We're just going to switch it up. Different day, different location. Cool thumbnails. It's a vibe at the end of the day. It is just a vibe. One of the places we've got, I can, but I save that for nighttime when you're sleeping. So the basis of the whole idea of this is we're going to use it to just switch up the scenery, make it a little bit more inviting for people that maybe are new. and it's another topic, right, to talk about. So it's a good thing for us to be exploring, and these are real world places, so we get to sort of explore the world whilst we're trading. So it's like a win-win. One of the things though that I was going to say is, you guys remember the place in, what's the name of it? I can't remember the place, but it's famous for the hot air balloons floating really close to the floor. That's one of the places that we're planning on going in the next couple of streams. We'll see. We'll get there. You said it's because of the PPI and Jerome. Yes, very correct. I mean, I've only seen a couple of things. Financial juice. Traders further bets on Fed interest rate cuts. Core PPI. Fluid stack drops out of 10 billion AI data center project. Trump, we are rapidly putting Iran out of business. I honestly strongly agree with that statement, but you know. Romania, annual inflation rates for Romania. Holy smokes. That's some inflation rates right there, boy. Where's the United Kingdom on here? Oh, it's Eurozone. Stupid. Guys, make sure you double tap that screen. Appreciate you. Also, if you haven't already, check the link in the bio. Get yourself your first month for free for all of the indicators that we use, including the money in, money out, and the order flow indicator, which is beautifully presented in the coloration of candlesticks, the fade coloration of candlesticks, the density of the color. This is what gives you the probability basis and understanding of what the indicator is actually displaying to you. So it's something that you use in confluence with a principle or concept that you already use. Okay, so price action from here, we closed above the high, we came back down, closed below the low. So we've gone bearish again here on the 15-minute. This is Euro British Pound. We're now pushing higher again here on the 5, but we are already bearish. So we can actually track this to potentially get a sell move lower. We'll have a look. We'll see what price wants to deliver for us. I would much rather this screen be like actually up, if you know what I mean. That was it then. I don't know why it forces it to tilt backwards when it gets closer. It's very frustrating. Wish they just had like a free lock on it. Yo, Josh, what's going on, man? Welcome to Greece, my boy. I did DM you on TikTok, man. Hopefully you got the message. This needs to come in closer. It's really pissing me off. Need it like here. No, I'm joking. Do need it closer though. Or at least in like a region where I'm more comfortable with it. Yeah, you're good, man. Yeah, love that. I hit a pretty good banger this morning on gold. Up in the highs here. Little 1 to 5. Well, 1 to 4.9. Down to the low. really nice clean entry. It wasn't really in it for very long either. It just sort of ran and took off. So still waiting for silver buys. Week 4 low. Yeah, I mean I can't really see what that says, to be fair. Made over 400,000 views, 4,000 subs. Something I'd be interested in. What do you mean? Feel free, you can clip my content, mate. You can clip my content if you want. I'm not going to be clipping. I'm not interested in clipping personally. I have an AI that clips all my long form content, so I could do that with other people's content if I wanted to, but you know, appreciate you popping in. You can clip my content. It's a vibe. Oh, vibe. Okay, 5 minutes still bearish. We'll just have a look at the 1 minute, see what the 1 minute's doing. See if we get an entry here at all. What are you guys looking at? What are you guys looking at? Do you have a clipping campaign? Best thing to do is join the Discord. This is for the guy that I'm talking to in YouTube. Join the Discord, link down below. If you click on the link, join the Discord. When you open a ticket, just say, it's me from YouTube. Or, you know, whatever you want to say. You can say whatever you want to say, but just let me know it's you. And then we can sort something out. Because otherwise it becomes a little bit hard to communicate, especially through YouTube, you know. There's no direct messaging on YouTube, so. Euro USD, this is exactly what I'm looking at too. So with Euro USD, what I'm trying to see what price it wants to deliver, because at the moment it's technically bullish. Technically bullish right now. Like so. Also, I was going to say, do you reckon it's better to run the camera in cinematic view or in cropped view? Cropped view, I think, would bring it into about here. So you'd lose the edges. I don't know. I feel like you kind of need that wide angle to make it more viable for viewers. Yeah, you got it, man. I've been here too. That's why we're here. Great beach, right? And we've got many, many, many hundreds, in fact, of other real-life 3D rendered landscapes that we're going to be hosting our live streams in over the next few weeks. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. The question I ask you guys is, do we have music? Do we put music on, or do we not? Do we leave it quiet and peaceful? Or do we... Good cave just around the corner? Yes. I'm not sure if that's on here or not. There is a couple of places. There's a couple of places that you can explore the caves and stuff in the mountain ranges. This is direct PC link. So you can see my Streamlabs over here, which obviously is my... I don't know what's going on there. You can see my Streamlabs, which obviously is my streaming software. This is my trading view. Obviously you can see my taskbar. This is just a direct PC link. I don't think you can download it onto your headset, but you can use everything you need from your PC. So guys, don't forget, if you are enjoying the stream in any way, shape or form, make sure you hit that follow button, because I am going to be doing a lot more live streams like this where we talk about a lot of educational content. We also explore some very cool scenery, and everything's just a good bit of fun for everyone in it, really. Good bit of fun. Lightens it up a little bit instead of the boring flat screen face cam, boring old live streams you see from every other trader. We're setting levels. Setting levels. Okay, so we've seen a close below here. Honestly, I'm not really very keen on this. 13 minutes till we've got the interest rates at the Bank of Canada. So, oh, we're spinning around. We're spinning around. 1 second, boys. Here we go. We want to come back. I lent on the controller. So yeah, we need to be aware of what's happening, cautious of understanding that probability basis doesn't always fall into play. Of why is it? We can make it nighttime. Now we can't see anything. Now it's pitch black and all we can see is the stars. So yeah, be realistic with your news buffer. We don't want to be taking any news-based. Okay, well, I'm not sure why it's getting confused as to what we're doing, because I've said it already. News-based movements, we want to be out of the way of this. We don't want to be taking any news-based moves, essentially. Fundamentally driven movements are bad for your account and bad for price action. We've got 11 minutes till that. This sell would actually be working if it was something you took just purely for presentation only. Again, we're not trading because we're in our news buffer. This is the trade that you would be in. One to 8.9. We're going to put some text here. Not in due to news. No in, not in due to news. We don't want. I don't care if it goes TP or stop loss or whatever. I just want people knowing that we're not in it because of news. We have a news buffer. We use the news buffer, and there's a reason we do that. So exactly why it's there. What's everyone's views on the music? Should we have music or not? The move you're seeing right here, you don't mind. Okay, well, I'll just leave it off. I feel like it's quite peaceful with it off. Also, then, when I clip it, I don't have to worry about copyright, because YouTube a lot of the time is very they don't like you using music at all. Really, they hate it, in fact. So like I said earlier, we do have news coming. 9 minutes till high impact news. Then after that, we got the Fed interest rates, the FOMC, all that stuff afterwards. So the basis for what we're looking at is not a case of we must be in a trade. It's more of a case of how do we interpret where is a good time to place an order, where is a bad time to place an order, and what is the safety that we're putting in place to protect our capital. Remember, capital protection is the number one thing that we're looking to do. We're looking to protect and preserve capital. By doing that, you're going to allow yourself to take the better trades. Like, for example, here, we're not trading this. We've said this already. We're not trading this because of news. See it right there. I'll make it even larger for everyone. We're not trading it because of news. Whether it works or not is irrelevant, because the environment it's being offered in is less probable. So in a less probable environment becomes a less probable outcome. Probability is what drives our success within the markets. So with this, that's closed above now. We can start to look for potential validations to the downside on this. Kind of feel like I do need some tunes. Just some subtle chill vibes. Like some, I don't know. If we can get like beach vibes tune playlist. Welcome in everyone, by the way. If you're not already a subscriber on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're not already a follower here on TikTok, make sure you hit that follow button. Okay, should we get like beach vibes? See how if I can spell. We can get a playlist. Oi, oi. What I'm going to do is just turn it down one. Just make it really subtle. Alright, maybe we try this one instead. Welcome in everyone on YouTube. I'm going to knock it down to 1. Hi, welcome in. Ooh, I apologise for that. That was probably absurdly loud. I'm not sure why, but there we go. TikTok makes me use my volume on like 1%. I don't know why. It's like 1%. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in, welcome in. What I'm hoping is the music should be so quiet now that it won't matter when we clip it. Hopefully, anyway. News is in 5 minutes, so be aware of that, because obviously we want to make sure that we're out of the way of what price is doing when it sees the figures. I think they're going to come out the same. That's what they predicted. That's what I personally think is going to happen. We'll find out. YouTube crew, if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, make sure you do. TikTok, if you can double tap that screen for me, I appreciate you all. If you are on TikTok and you want to see this in beautiful widescreen, you can head over to the YouTube. We are looking at working on options on how you have the widescreen option on TikTok, but there's quite a lot of layout hickory jiggery pokery involved, so at the minute we haven't got that. I appreciate every single one of you for joining. Can we just appreciate that money out signal at the top of here? What a beautiful move that is. This is the low that we're focusing on here. If we close below this low point, that's going to validate for us price action potentially moving lower. And this lower movement is only going to be down to this low right here. Now, we are obviously coming into a heavy news traffic time, so there is potential that we don't, obviously we're not going to take the entry, but that we don't see a clean move that we'd expect. Maybe we close below and then maybe we chop around and go high. Maybe we don't close below and we continue going high. There's options there, but of course we don't want to predict price action, because what we're not trying to do is make a prediction of what price is going to deliver. What we would rather do is just wait for price action to do something and then follow if it aligns with our bias, with our COT data, and with all of the other elements that we have in place. I'm going to just make this a little bit bigger. There we go. Now it's just easier for me to see. Now that's one of the only features that we don't have, and that is the ability to detach the windows from the anchor point, which is here. Because of the processing power involved with running a 3D rendered world like this. And obviously the sea and the birds and the clouds are moving, you know, to render all of that in, it's a bit too much work for the headset to be able to do other things as well. But regardless, it's still a vibe. 1 minute until news. Be safe. Wait for this news to pass. If you're looking to trade anyway. Let's go back to Euro. So Euro wouldn't have worked from what I can see here. Yeah, it's completely 3D rendered, so it's like you can walk around and look in the holes and stuff of the ship. Like you can walk and see inside the ship and stuff. But again, like I said before, you know, it's... I'll show you. So this obviously is the ship itself. Obviously we can get nice and close to it. It's actually relatively menacing when you get close to it, because it's actually huge. I don't know about anyone else, but one of my phobias is being in the water and seeing like the large underneath of a ship when you're under the water, for example. But yeah, you can see inside of there, for example, and yeah, we've got a few bits going on. Obviously, it's not, you know, it's not limitless in terms of the direction we can travel in and things we can do. But you can see enough of it to be, you know. And we can as well, we can actually move to a different location, which is the viewpoint from the top, which also is equally as beautiful in its own way. Not quite the same as being down at the beach, in my opinion, but still pretty good. Yeah, it's definitely a vibe. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Yeah, that's what I need to do. I need to do this. 1 second, boys. Yeah. We're going to bring this over here. There we go. Chat is now over here. I can bring a little bit closer. I can see you guys perfectly fine. So again, we didn't trade this because of news, as we spoke about earlier. There obviously, we're waiting for that news event to come and go, which it already has. It came out exactly the same, so no direct effect, but still you have to be clear of that price action, because if you get caught during your broker's high volume time, even if the high volume doesn't necessarily affect your pair, it will affect the the quality of execution that is offered during that time. It's not about the basis of, is this how would I say, is this a valid trade? It's more of, is the environment the trade's being offered in something that we're willing to step into? And a lot of the time during those news events, the answer to that question is no. Because we don't really want to be involved with high volume, unpredictable movements. We want to make sure that we have consistency in environment, entry model, and discretionary understanding. Now, the discretionary understanding is down to times, but it's not really that discretionary. It's more of a basis of knowing the times you want to trade, when you should, when you shouldn't, and then the elements that are going to affect that should or shouldn't. Obviously, actual time is one of those things. And then the other basis is having external factors coming into play. That's the basis of it. What I'm thinking of doing is I wish that they would make this, the options here, extend chat, more chat settings. That's what I think I want. This is what I want. This. Allow GIFs, highlight activities, add comments as creators, show gift effect, auto translate. I think we'll have a bit of that. Hide potential spam and offensive comments. Show messages from. That's fine. It's good. Now, the beautiful thing is it's actually sunny in real life today, and the sun is shining, and it actually is very nice and warm. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, with this kind of price action, it's super chop. It's super chop. We come back to this. We're bearish here. We're bearish on the 5 minute as well. And then on the 1 minute, I don't know what that line's representing because it's not even highlighting anything. What did we have here? We had the low closed below right there. The high that caused it was there. We closed above that. That was your high. We closed above that. This is your low. The basis for what we're trying to follow here is, has price action shifted into our directional movement? So we had price action creating a high low move here. That was your high right there. Price closed above, but we also closed below first. That was the high. We closed above the high. The low was still down here, and that's the high and low we work with at the moment. Obviously, we're in the news buffer at that point when it shifted. What I'm thinking we put TikTok chat. Wait, that's actual TikTok. We don't want that. Yes, pretty much where they're at right now, yeah. Yeah, you're right, mate. If I put this back over here. Cool. I don't know why this keeps showing. I wish there was an option to like turn off those kind of notifications. Welcome on YouTube crew. Are you two subscribers? Because if you're not, you need to hit that button. I really appreciate the love. What I need to do here with this, I need to You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking I might just do text to speech for everything, but then at the same time, I feel like it will use all the free credits on it, which is just BS in it, really. To be honest. Okay, it's winding me up being there, so I'm gonna put it back over here. Welcome in, everyone. If you haven't already hit that follow button, make sure you do. Okay, so we have 5 minute bearish, 1 minute bullish right now, I believe. Do we have a low here? This is the question. We need to check this. See this here? This is the mapping for each candle. Now, the reason why this is useful is because this mapping gives you precise close or open, high, low, and close, right? So if we look at this candle here, for example, instead of being like, oh, we're unsure, we just hover over it and then it displays the data for it up here. So if you look at the low, see the low of this is, the low is 85811. Move to the next candle, 85817. So there's no low there. Yeah, there's no low there. We can tell that because what I just said, this candle that we've got highlighted has a lower low than this. So there's no low there. So it means that it would default back to here, which is the next candle across. Did you not know that? Yeah, so all you need to do is go to settings and then I'm pretty sure it's scale and lines, I think, or status lines, chart value. So status lines, chart value. Yeah, it's the first school. But it is a game changer. It's great. Also, I'm not sure, Liam, if the... Sorry, just doxing you there. I'm not sure if the link you sent me is like live updating, so I can just check your backtesting data whenever. Like, it doesn't matter. You don't have to send me new link. You know what I mean? Let's see if the mystery guy from YouTube that wants to clip my content has messaged or not. What do we think? Do we think he has or not? Are you still in the YouTube stream, Mr. Clip? Oh, we've got a ticket. Oh, yeah, he's here. That's what I like to see. That is... true. Which is good. That's good. I didn't realise it was like that either, because what I'll do is I'll get all of my students to do the same thing. They can send it over to me. and then I'll be able to track it live without having to worry about like constantly asking for an update. Message him. Yeah, so let me get that link in a second here. Welcome in, everyone. Okay, we've closed below here. Are we outside of the news buffer now? Quarter past, not quite. That's an entry right there, though. That is an entry right there. I mean, you'd be using this. Oh, that's not a good sign, chat. Okay. Really? Live disconnected? Are we back? Are we back? Thank you for the follow, by the way. We back? Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that was, mate. Weird. Welcome back. YouTube crew, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Again, this is not a trade that we're taking because of the news buffer. You'd also have to run it like an extraordinary far distance to be actually get that TP. But again, it's not a valid entry because of the news. We're still in the news buffer. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for the follow. If I didn't already, thank you. Okay, so when we're looking at what pivotals are and how we use them, pivotal highs and pivotal lows are key points in the market, and they represent structure in a way. Now, the reason I say in a way is because they don't represent all structure and they don't represent all price action. They only represent order flow within a very specific rule set. And this is understanding the nature of bids. Understanding the nature of bids is going to help you to understand the basis of pivotals and the way that they are perceived and the way that the market reacts to them. So, when you see a pivotal, it gives you a certain time period. So, for example, I'm about to draw some amazing drawings for you. It gives you a certain time period, right? In this case, the 15 minutes. So this gives you 45 minutes. So what it does is it shows you during those 45 minutes that the highest prices offered were the wick of that pivotal. And they were the best prices offered. Now, a lot of the time, once those prices have been offered, if people aren't willing to sell at lower prices, and they're not willing to buy higher, you will continue to see selling, right? Because people want to sell at the highest point. But people often hold their sales and continue to see that bearish price action deliver. So the pivotals themselves aren't necessarily in place to tell you what structure is doing. Yo, Jin, thank you for the follow, bro. By the way, Jin, that auto clicker definitely got delivered. I've got a little photo for you of where it got delivered. I think it just got left outside your door. But yeah, going back to what I was saying. In terms of the pivotals, if we have a pivotal high and then we have a pivotal low created, what it gives you is it gives you lowest bids presented or lowest prices presented and highest prices presented. Now, a lot of the time, unless you have a complete shift in narrative, these will continue to be the highest and lowest prices offered until we, in case of this direction, until we offer higher prices within there to then continue selling. Often internal pivotals tell you that price action is going to deliver lower. It doesn't necessarily mean that it will, but it's more than just a case of, oh, this is high and this is a low. It's all about understanding the presence of bids and understanding the presence of buyers and sellers. Sellers do not want to be selling at this region or below this region. They want to be selling close to the higher region as possible. So there is also a chance that people will continue to buy past this point if they are willing to collect orders lower. This is why what we do is we use the 15-minute to decipher the current directional movement for the current bidders. From that, we can then determine, probability-wise, we are more likely to see a rally in the direction of the current bidding than we are to see a change in that, because it means all of the participants of the current bidding process have changed or left. So we'd be more inclined to say that they're here and they're going to continue to stay here unless we see a clear reason why that isn't the case. Guys and girls, make sure you double tap that screen, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So what I have thought about doing is I thought about doing a stand-up stream where I stream standing up and it allows me to move around a bit more freely. Because then what we can have is we can sort of like have the screen attached to the ship, for example, or have the screen, I don't know, attached to something over there, like the wall or something. You know, there's many, many options for us. Welcome in everybody. Thank you for 6,000 likes. I appreciate that, guys. Big love, big love. Big love, big love. I wish it would stay. See, why is it so flat? The only thing looking down constantly on there. Thank you for the share, appreciate it. What I might need to do, boys, I might need to go and quickly grab a drink, so I've got really dry mouth. So I'll place you down. You'll be able to see more of the scenery, and I'll be right back with you in a couple. Yeah, not just VR, brother. We are trading at the famous Shipwreck Beach in Greece. So I'll be back in 2. What you see instead is the pass-through. You can see my hairy toes, yeah. Okay then. Yes, please. Resume would be great. Why? I don't know why it decided to stop streaming it when I'm asking it to stream it. It's a weird flex, but okay. So what you're telling me is Yes, we're back. What's happening, people? How we doing? GU. We'll go to GU in a second. Really want to put. There we go. Thank you for the likes, boys and girls. Appreciate you. Just let me freeform it. I don't know why you keep. YouTube crew. Yo, big. What's going on, brother? Hope you're good, man. Can't see the chat. Diabolical. Like the VR, huh? Well, I mean, we can be places like this, bro. Vibes. Much better than flat, boring screen, you know what I mean? Oh, I wish it'd fucking stop doing that, mate. That's winding me up. I will take a look at that, mate, yeah. Bear with me while I sort this out, because it's being stupid. There we go. There we go, right. I can see everything. It looks like a bit of a jumble, but I can see everything. The only thing I need to do is this. I want that to be... yeah, like that. Perfect. Look at Nasdaq. Yeah, we'll go to Nasdaq. Let me have a look at that for you. Hopefully you guys can hear me all right. Is that the only reason you're here? Is it peak times, man? We're just coming to show some love, bro. I'm only playing. Let's go. Okay, so 5 minute on Nasdaq. I mean, I'll check the 15 minute all the way down. A beautiful. Can I just say for a second here? An absolutely. Why are we? Absolutely beautiful. Okay, we're having technical difficulties again here. Absolutely beautiful move from this money out area. I'm only joking. I'm only playing with you, bro. This money out area, look at this, offered an insane sell move. Insane. Literally insane. But again, not too worried about that. So we went bearish here. We are bearish. Well, at that point, we were bearish on the 5 as well. Was there an entry on the 1 minute? There wasn't, but it was a beautiful sell move. Okay, so where we stand at the moment is we're still bearish. I think. Let's just confirm this. Below the low. That was the high. This is your low. We closed below it. That was the high. That was low. We closed it back above. We were bullish at this point. That's the high. That's the low. We continued bullish. That's your low. That's your high. We continued bullish again. Same thing again. High. We closed above it. That was your low. We broke down the low. We went bearish. We snapped back bullish again. This was during news. So at the moment we are bearish on the 5 minute. On the 5 minute we are bearish. So following, oh, this is the 1 minute actually. On the 5 minute we're bearish too. So following that basis, I would be saying that anywhere around here, we would expect continuations down. Obviously we got New York open in like 10 minutes. Why is my other hand floating next to my face? Accumulation on the 5 minute? Yeah. Standard price action move that though, innit? Why have I got a fucking book in my hand? What is going on? What is going on here, right? We need to close this down. Let's just, yeah, we'll remove ourselves, jig ourselves around a little bit. Cool. Having a hard time with the VR. It could be a magic show. Yeah, we are and we're not, because what's happening is the game that, not the game, but the software that I'm using is moving in conjunction with what we are using as well, which is the virtual desktop. So sometimes they cross over and it causes confusion between the two. So for example, you see these are attached to the controller. That's the controller. But we're looking to use hands. Sometimes the hands lock. So you see like that? But these are the hands that should be visible with this, but they're not for whatever reason. I don't know why it's doing that. We've got the compass, see? We can go to different points like I showed earlier. But for whatever reason, I don't know. I don't know why it still thinks we're in the game. It doesn't think we're using this. Like that needs to go away. We can do it from here. You're holding random objects at this point? Yeah. So again, that's what we'd look for. That's what we'd look for here. Chats. I'm not going to open that because I don't know what that is. Did it like hurt your eyes though? No. I mean, obviously, if you do like a 5-hour stream or something, yeah, it's not going to be comfortable. But you know, a couple hours, it's not. Yeah, it's literally fine. But the software we're using is known for having like ultra realistic environments. That's why if you look at the ground, it's like ultra realistic. If you've been here in real life, obviously you've not been on this cliff edge, but if you've been here in real life, you will know that it's like a direct render of it. I get that question a lot, like, does it hurt your eyes? But no is the answer to that. Am I booting up another Spotify? Have I got 2 Spotifys now? No. Survive, 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 survive. I mean, some of the maps have objects that you can pick up and like throw over the sides and stuff, like stones and things. Here we were closed above the high here. That took us bullish again. That high we closed above, so we got this low to this high. We closed below this low, so we're now bearish again. And the entry level that we'd look to sell from would be here. Down to 2.5. That's what we'd be looking for. I don't know why it shows me these, because I don't need to see who's joining. No, you're right. Not, so. Not the best entry at all. I would just want it to be stacked without being on top of, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't need the gifts thing, and I don't need the interactive hints. Like, joined, not a follower. Great. Brilliant piece of information there. Yo, Jin, thank you for the roses, bro. I appreciate it. Ah, here we go. Gift Wars. You've heard of Robot Wars, but have you heard of Gift Wars? You boys are crazy. Anyway, I'm going back down to the beach bit because this is just not as, doesn't have the same vibe to it. Also, the thumbnail says we're on a beach, so if we're on a cliff, it's a little bit different, isn't it? Yeah, let's do that. Appreciate you being in at all, mate. Jin, thank you for the GGs. I appreciate it. He's mocking you with the GGs there, LJ. He's like, yeah, GG, good game. I think that's what he's trying to do, mate. Do it. You was hilarious. You're hilarious. Do it. I wish it would stand up more. So annoying that it doesn't. Really? Gifter title position, top gifter. Yeah, I appreciate it, boys. Big love. Calm down, boys. Calm down. Appreciate the love. I really do. Money, 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 money. GU just sinking again. EU continuing to sink as well. Gold. We got anything for gold? The basis for gold was downside. We have a really nice. Yo, Jin, thank you for 101 roses, my guy. That's crazy. I appreciate the love. Big, big love. Similar entry on gold. Actually, not great, to be honest. But I've said this before, some of the worst looking trades can end up being the best trades, and some of the best looking trades can end up being the worst trades. So we shouldn't judge a trade's quality by how it looks, because the looks of the trades are irrelevant. It's the rule basis and the minimum target. That's the main thing that's controlling the factors here. This is an actual. This is a tune. You boys wanna listen to this? Oh, maybe not 10. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Thank you, Jin. So for everyone on YouTube who can't hear the music, if you want to hear the music, you need to come over to TikTok. That's where the music is. Only because TikTok doesn't automatically save my live streams, YouTube does. If it contains copyright music, it gets deleted. I think we're better off saving the content than having it all, slashed off of the platform, essentially. Oi, oi. Thank you for the share, man. Appreciate the share. Welcome in, everyone. Wanna fall in love. Okay, we'll turn the music back down now because I don't know about the rest of it. I just realised how wide this is. Is that on wide angle format? It's on compact. Hmm. Hmm. We could change it so this is wide. Is that more of a vibe? I feel like it could be. Pretty sure why this is. This is still compact. I don't know why this is being weird. There we go. Oh, haha. Okay, so we can take a better look now. Yeah, that's fine. We can see clearer now, right? Much wider screen. Potential short on GU, bro? Potentially. We will take a look at that in a second. Confirm this. I want to make sure that if anyone decides to talk in YouTube, that we can see it. Okay, so we're on GJ at the moment. Okie dokie. So, at the moment, if you look at what we have on GU, we're already bearish, so we're already running in a bearish direction, which is good because it tells us that the potential for continued bearishness is just as good, if not better. Then, following the same basis, go down to the 15-minute, or up to the 15-minute. We're already bearish. We go to the 5-minute. That's bearish as well. If you're wondering why this is lagging, I'll show you. 1,400 drawings. Should probably delete some. So we closed below the low there, which continued the bearishness, and we've closed above the high here. That gives us this high, this low. So this low point would validate for us further downside. Right here. So until we validate that, we don't have any valid entry to go short or long or whatever. But it's important to understand the basis that when we highlight one of these points in the market, it acts as a waypoint of understanding. And it acts as a point within the market that we reference to decipher whether our daily bias is actually going to follow over into being probable or if it's just going to stay as a bias. Because remember, biases don't have to be right. They just have to be consistent. Peace out, Jin brother. I appreciate you a million, man. Take it easy, bro. Mind how you go. So again, they act as anchor points, and these anchor points we use to reference our order flow in line with our daily bias. The high, so if we close above this high, we'll have a new low to reference potentially, and then we'll look to follow that low through into lower points. What's everyone else looking at? You guys looking at anything? EU still? You gonna take that? For me, I'm looking at it thinking it's gone a little while before it's tapped in. In terms of probability, nah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? At the moment, there is potential for a new entry to come. It should be the low right here. Closed above the high. So following a potential close above or below this point, sorry, that could lead us into that movement. Potentially. Ah, that's enough of that. I've had enough of the music. Just silence will do. So yeah, the basis here. Yeah, the basis here is we don't like the larger movement, so we're waiting for lower time frame again within this area to present itself with a potential new entry. What I believe is going to happen is I believe this range is going to hold, and we're going to go higher, and it's going to deliver an entry within the pre-existing entry zone. That's what I personally think. Unless this money out closes us lower. Very, very possible that the money out closes us lower here. Because remember, the money in, money out indicator is very strong signals essentially as to what could potentially happen. Now, of course, there's periods like here where you see the bearishness, nothing happens, but it did cause us to close lower. Bearishness here didn't cause us to close lower, nothing really happened. Bearishness here didn't cause us to close lower, but all of the buys caused the bullish movement to continue. So there's always going to be relevance here. Because we're bearish, chances are we could see a reaction to go lower from this. At that point, we were bullish. We'll see. Also, I'm going to be recording a video after this session, which is going to be about the way the money in, money out indicator is used in different elements, how it can be perceived and used surrounding all trading systems, not just the Orion trading system. Guys and girls, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that follow button or that subscribe button. If you're watching on TikTok, make sure you hit that follow button. I appreciate you a million. Welcome in. Private key. Access. Our verification bot's broken, that's why I'm having to do it manually, so it's kind of annoying. Driving daily. Pretty sure he used to be a member, or did he leave? Really? Nice. Welcome in. If you have not already joined the Discord, follow the link in my bio, join the Discord. Also, you can check out 30 days for free on all of the indicators that we offer, including the money in, money out, and the order flow indicator as well. That's here. Welcome in, everyone. So, does anybody want to decide where we go tomorrow? Where do we take the stream tomorrow? Where do we trade tomorrow? Take a look at Naz. Put in your Discord community. Welcome in, by the way. Yeah, we'll have a look at Naz. Naz 100s, right here. We spoke about this earlier. We had a bearish directional movement for this. We're bearish again within the 15 minute. The 5 minute itself, many places. Many places. Do tell me a place and I'll tell you if we can go there. See, like world-renowned places, not like not necessarily monuments. Yeah, you tell me and I'll tell you if we can go there. So we can go to the Horseshoe, for example, in the Grand Canyon. On the 5 minute, the basis that we have here is that we're bearish. We're bearish on the 15 minute as well. When we come down to the 1 minute, which brings us to here, it gives us a low and a high, so we're already bearish. Now, to follow a potential sell here, for our system anyway, we'd need to see a closeout above previous high. Oh, I just used the fucking mouse. Previous high is here. And then a close back below a validated low. So we've got options in terms of what we look for entry, but the movement has already been. Now, when we follow the same principle, if we close above here, we can then begin to look for validation of that sell side. We'll see. Until then, there's nothing we can really do. 15 minutes into the NY session now. And I spoke about this earlier, and exactly what I said is starting to play out. So this range is holding, and I believe we're going to push into this area, and this is where the entry may occur. Yeah, of course you can ask me that, mate. It took me, after quitting my job and focusing full time on it, it took me about 16 months in total. I quit my job at BT where I was earning about 50k a year for trading when I started making more money than I was earning through my job. So at first it was all good, but then obviously when the reality sets in that you have to do it every day, it's a different psychology comes into play, you know. How much down were you at the beginning? A few thousand. Few thousand, yeah. Risk quitting. Yeah, but the thing is, the one thing that I realised was the worst thing you can do is listen to all the social media people. Like all of the social media. Yeah, no worries, by the way. All the social media people, 95% of them are trying to sell you a lie. And the real people that you want to listen to are the ones that aren't flashing cash in your face and the ones that are teaching you a rule set that you can go away and test yourself. So I've said this before, for example, for me, I have my students to back up what I do on a daily basis because my students are regurgitating the same thing and they're all showing good results. So I don't need to pull up an account to be like, look at this account, for you guys to be like, oh, obviously it works, because my students are doing the same thing and they're seeing the results. So it's a third party verification. It's like me being like, oh, this website's really good. Well, if you go onto the website and you see lots of other people, then it validates that for you. It's really hard to be disciplined, not get greedy. It's not really, I'll be honest with you, it's not, because we have a regimented system. The way we work is we have our daily bias, our 15-minute order flow, our 5-minute order flow, and our 1-minute order flow. We wait for all of them to align. So, for example, a daily bias is bearish. We wait for the 15-minute to be bearish. We wait for the 5-minute to be bearish as well. And then we wait for the 1-minute to be bearish too. And then we sell down in that direction. Unless I get all of the confirmation from my entry, I don't sell it. And it's taken time to be consistent in that mindset. But it's not that hard when you have a rule set that works. It's not that hard to just follow it, because the rule set dictates it dictates the relevance of your presence in the market. I know from way back when you were streaming normally, not with the VR, which is so much cooler. They've got me to follow you. You are very solid. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, that Dave guy went a bit cuckoo, didn't he? He went a bit fucking nuts. Appreciate you, bro. It doesn't matter if you're young, bro. You can start. Yeah, that's it. Who's Dave? Awesome. What? This live contains themes that people may find uncomfortable. Harassment or bullying. Because I said somebody went a bit kooky. Really? TikTok is the softest platform I've ever streamed on in my life. Honestly. The softest. Okay, so this is what we're looking at for the rest of the day. We're looking for this price action move to either close below or close above. Gold, for example, is coming up towards that entry. It's also shifting on the 1 minute from bearish to bullish. The fact that it shifted back into bullishness tells us there's potential for a movement lower. To answer your question, LJ, somebody back in the day, I was streaming on YouTube. Somebody approached me and was like, "Oh, you're doing really cool stuff," and I was like, "Oh, I appreciate you." And then we ended up being like pally pally. Never had any problems at all. Then for whatever reason, he fell out with somebody else that I was friends with in the streaming space, and just started chatting absolute shit about me and my company. And at one point, there was actually a lawsuit on the table for defamation, because he was talking that much rubbish that it was actually causing my company to lose money. When I'd never said a single bad word to him ever. There was no reason for it. He just decided to attack me along with someone else. But again, that was like a long time ago. Okay, so yeah, there's not really a huge amount to cover because of where we sit right now. So we're just waiting for everything to spin around into a viable position. Euro British pound. That came up so aggressively. No, it's all right, man. It happens. Yeah, I mean, it was hard. It was hard, and that's, I'll be honest, that's the reason why I quit streaming. That was the reason why I quit streaming on YouTube, because I was done with the drama. I couldn't escape it. I had people joining my Discord being like, "I can't believe you portray him, this, that, and the other," and I'm like, "What are you talking about? I don't understand. Like, what you're talking about? I haven't portrayed anyone, literally." And then after that, he went ahead and opened £500 a month to join Discord, got 1,000 people in there, and then said, "I made loads of money off trading." I was like, I think you made loads of money off people buying your Discord, but you know, it's one of them. We move. But yeah, the main basis of the things that we like to look at is having that alignment. And right now the alignment is starting to shift. And you can see the alignment shifting because we've just closed lower. So not a very good entry, but regardless, this is the entry point here. This is where we'd look to trade from. Okay, so it's been a good stream. I appreciate every single one of you. We are going to wrap it up now. So what we're going to do is we're going to allow, I tell you what, we will let LJ, if you would like to pick the location for tomorrow's live stream, you can do that, my friend. So let me show you how we do it. We click on the world and we can go to any of these places. You tell me where you would like to go for tomorrow's stream, and that is where we'll go. You can see we've got loads and 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 loads of choice. So what are you thinking? You're thinking a beach, you're thinking mountains, you're thinking a desert, you're thinking some waterfalls. What are you thinking? So many options. Rainforest. I don't know if there is a rainforest, you know. I don't think there is. 1 second. Itchy eyeball. I don't think there is a rainforest. We got Mount Morris, Singing Canyons, the falls in Iceland. That's it. We don't have a rainforest. We got this one, which is like kind of rainforest-ish. We've got that, which is like semi-mountainous. It's France. This again is more waterfall-based. Oh, this Lake Toho. Dolomites. We got this, not rainforest, but it's a forest. This one, California. That'll do. Cool. That's tomorrow's stream then. I'll see every single one of you in tomorrow's live stream for that. Right. It's been an absolute pleasure, people. It really has. Big shout out to you, LJ. What's this? I appreciate you, man. It's just a shame that we don't have the same following we used to. We used to have tons of people in the live stream, didn't we? Rainforest would be super cool. The Queen, is that the one that we just spoke about? I think it is, right? Perfect. Well, guys and girls. Yeah, this one. Cool. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. If you haven't hit that follow button already, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, make sure you do. I'll see you all in the next one.